Good Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Jason Stiff with your Friday morning weather update. And although we haven't had rain for a while on the central and south coast of California, I'm happy to say that our drought status has not worsened around San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, or Ventura counties. We're still drought free and not even abnormally dry. Now for the rest of the state, not quite as good news. We actually have more extreme drought for just under 5% of northwestern California, and also many parts of central northern California under various levels of drought, but it's still better for our part of the world. It's probably going to worsen though, because we don't have great chances for any wet weather in our immediate future. We had a lot of wind though. Look at the wind gust in Montecito Hills, 81 miles an hour just before midnight last night. Many other locations between 50 and 60 miles an hour, and all that offshore wind really brought us a lot of warmth. Look at the heat for Santa Barbara at the airport. We broke a record by 10 degrees yesterday with a high of 92. Today's high is 87 degrees. We have a fantastic chance of breaking that yet again today. So we have a ridge of high pressure over the west coast right now. Plenty of wind, plenty of unseasonable heat for California. The good news, if you don't like that wind and heat, it will be a little bit cooler and it won't be as windy Saturday or Sunday. We'll have a few more clouds in the sky, but it's still going to be unseasonably warm, just not quite as blazing hot as it's been the last several days. And the wind will also begin to weaken. But today, still another windy and hot day with many central and south coast locations having wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles an hour. We'll also have higher wind gusts than that over the higher elevations, which is why we still have a high wind warning until 9 o'clock this morning for the mountains of Ventura County and Santa Barbara County, as well as the south coast, with the potential for more wind gusts in excess of 65 miles an hour. Once that expires, then we have a heat advisory that begins at 11 a.m. for the central coast, the south coast, the San Ynez Valley, and the lower elevations of Ventura County. That lasts until 6 o'clock Saturday evening, with a lot of 80s for highs and some lower to mid 90s. So make sure you stay cool this weekend. Seek the shade, drink plenty of water, and check on your pets as well as the elderly and your kids. Now we do expect a little bit more cloud cover Saturday and Sunday, but none of them are rain-bearing clouds. We'll just turn our sunny sky to a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky Saturday and Sunday. And although it'll still be warmer than average, it won't be quite as hot as it has been recently. Today though, it'll still be awfully warm to locally hot, mid to upper 70s to lower 90s for highs this afternoon, depending on where you live in San Luis Obispo County. For Santa Barbara County, also mainly 80s and lower 90s for highs, up to 83 in Lompoc, 85 in Santa Maria, and lower 90s for Buellton, Solvang, and San Ynez. For the south coast, we destroyed that record in Goleta yesterday, expecting more 90s for highs today, and lower mid 90s certainly possible for most south coast locations with a lot of gusty wind, but it won't be as windy tomorrow morning, so it will start to cool down a little bit more effectively. And for Ventura County, it won't be quite as windy, but it is going to be blazing hot with highs in the 80s and 90s, feeling more like August than April on this Friday. Let's look at your weather on this Friday morning. Keep it here on KUIT.com for further updates. Be sure to catch my next weathercast later this morning at 11 a.m. on KUIT News Channel 3.